For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code Venom at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good guys, Venomfire here, back from the video, and today I'm going to bring you guys another coverage and pass defense in Madden 20, and this one's going to be a little bit of a twist on the big dime 146. We all know 146, known for cover 2 sync, DB, sting 2 buzz, and really just sending edge heat. This is going to be sort of a bluff blitz concept and really how to defend certain formations without necessarily having to send heat. And yeah, I'm going to be going over a couple of setups. With that being said, before I hop into the video, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoy this video. And yeah, so the play we're going to be running today is this cross 3 fire. You guys see it's a little bit of a weird play art. It does appear as a blitz concept. You're actually blitzing 6, but I'm going to obviously make some adjustments to that. And yeah, let's just come out in the play. One thing I would recommend when running this variation of coverage is that you do have some decent linebackers that can at least cover. Personally, what I do is I usually just put safeties there because, again, you can do that. But anyways, here we are out in the play. First things first, what I like to do, always I'm going to press my defense. And specifically in the 146, I'm going to move my corners in to make it look like they're blitzing off both sides. The key is when running 146, you always want your opponent to block 7 or even 8. And when I see this, I'm more likely to block 7 rather than if he's over here or this player, let's say he's over here. I really don't expect them to blitz. So again, this is a habit you should really be building. Every time you come out in 146, just move these players in. Really simple, and it usually just becomes muscle memory anyways. So the next thing, now the first setup I'm going to talk about, it is a little bit advanced, I would say. Maybe more than just a stock cover 3 or some of the setups I've posted in the past. But what you're going to do is I like to just man up these two players. So I'm just going to man up my slot corner on Golden Tate in this case. What I'm going to do with Chung here is I'm going to put him in a curl flat. So he's going to be our flat zone. He's going to be our zone that defends corner routes and other, outside breaking routes. So again, we're just putting our strong safety in a curl flat. If you don't know how to do that, you just double tap Y, press RB, and press that left stick to the right. Simply enough. So right here, you can do a couple of different things. I actually, could let one of these guys blitz, user one of these players. I could let both them blitz and user him against bunch. This is a pretty decent setup you could do. Or I could even, go ahead and blitz Jones off the edge and then user Harmon. So there's a lot of different things I could do. But for this setup, I'm just going to leave Harmon in that curl flat. And what I'm going to do is actually man up the tight end. So I'm going to man up our linebacker right here on the tight end. The reason I like to do that is because against big dime, what a lot of people do is they actually block. Like I mentioned, they block 7, they block 8. So the tight end's usually going to be blocking majority of the plays out of a bunch. Now this, does depend on if they're running bunch or if they're running a spread, whatever. I'll try and hop in some other formations later in the video. But for bunch specifically and some other formations where the tight end can be blocked without any motion, you want to man him up. And the reason for that is because they usually put him on delay fade, so that gets taken away. Not only that, but the player acts as a QB spy. So he's going to sort of roam around the middle of the field, take away any drags, and also defend the QB run up the middle. So really, it's basically a QB spy. But then again, late in the plays, he's going to go and defend the tight end streak. So that's all. And then last but not least, you're just going to end up using Harmon. So again, you basically just have sort of a cover 3. Again, people are going to block, 8 people probably. And again, let's just try and put A on a delay fade. And I'm just going to motion block Slayton because this is what a lot of people do. So let's just run a setup similar to this one. And then I'm just going to motion block Slayton. So there we go. I'm going to motion block. And you guys see we're only rushing 3. So pretty much everything's going to be covered. Sorry for the icon that kind of pops up and blocks the routes. But you guys see, the thing is you're pretty much going to get the exact same pressure sending 3 as you would 4. So basically, I'm sending 3 with a spy. It makes no difference if I was to blitz Hightower. I feel like the pressure would still come in the exact same amount of time. And yeah, you guys see the coverage is immaculate. Obviously, you're going to catch a lot of max protects when people are running this, which is really, the idea of the defense. You want to force a lot of max protects. You want people to just block 7 every play. Because then again, you have 8 in coverage. If you can't defend 3 routes with 8 in coverage, then that's, completely your fault. So again, here's a look at our first setup. I'm just manning up these 2 players. And granted, maybe RB is on a post route where I still can take over from the middle of the field. Maybe if he's on a corner route, though, should be, relatively covered. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, what I like to do to take away some of those cover 3 beaters from right to left is I like to deep half this player over here on the left side. Again, that's a little bit of an extra adjustment, but let's just go ahead, snap our ball right here, and we're good to go. So again, basically a stock cover 3. RB is covered, X is covered, the streak is defended very well. And yeah, it's really taken away a lot of those routes. You guys see, again, 7-man protection, 3-man rush. We get relatively instant pressure. And yeah, it's going to take us to our next little coverage. So this one is again going to be this one's going to be more of a blitz type of a concept. Again, that first one was sort of a bluff blitz. So again, I'm just going to press. I'm going to move this player in, give him the same look. So this time though, what I'm going to be doing is I like to there's actually 2 ways you could run it. But the first way I like to run it is I like to actually just go ahead and pretty much blitz both of these players off the edge. So it's going to look something like this, where you're sort of, sending a lot of heat. Again, this is a setup that I like to do, but basically, pretty much what you're doing is you're just going to use one of these linebackers. You can use your, either one. I'm going to use our Harmon. Like I said, he's probably my favorite guy to use. So basically what I did is, again, I put my strong safety, R1 or RB, in a curl flat. But what I like to do on the left side over here is I like to actually put him in a soft squat, because in bunch, a lot of times they put him on a streak, deep post. This soft squat actually matches with streaks or deep posts unless something runs in its zone. And if it's past a certain mark, it won't come down. So the only really way to beat this defense would be to motion over maybe Slayton or Tate and then put him in like an out route or a flat route. But typically nobody is really, going ahead and doing that. So it's not too much to worry about. So again, if they try and run something like this, should be covered. In this one, you're just sending heat. Again, even though the heat's not really going to get there, it's not necessarily a specific type of a blitz. What it does is it makes people uncomfortable in the pocket. I'm sure you face people who do this just every time they see 7 people blitzing. They're like deer in headlights, and it's just really simple to beat them. So again, I'm just going to send the heat. No specific, pressure, but you guys see the soft squat's going to match with the streak route. And eventually we're going to get pressure, but that's the thing. Like, I don't really like blitzing unless I'm running this cover 2 sync, just because you saw right there, I sent 7, or I think I sent 6 there. Yeah, I did send 6, and I got, pretty much the exact same time as when I sent 3. So that's where I just feel there's not really a specific reason that I need to send that much people. Again, it's always good to mix it up because people get very nervous in the pocket. They might step up into a sack. They might roll out on your contain. There's just really a lot of people who can't deal with the pressure, so that's just a way that you can beat those types of people. But again, the other way that I like to run this is I actually kind of like to run this stock. Now, the other way that I like to do it is just because of this, or the reason that I run it stock is because of this zone right here, Patrick Chung. He's going to be in a 3-receiver hook, and what this zone does is it almost gives you another, user defender, I want to say. So what I mean by that is this 3-receiver hook is going to be a very aggressive zone. It's going to sort of work down on drag routes, hitches, curl routes, post routes. It's a very good zone. That's why I said it almost gives you a second user. But typically with this one where I'm going to leave him, I actually like to sort of bluff it a little bit, run it something like this, where this player, he's going to be in my zone or my curl flat, and then I'm just going to go ahead, user Jones. Again, if he's continuing to kill me with a delay fade, I could always man up the, tight end like this. And this is a very solid coverage as well. Typically, if they're not abusing it, you can just completely, leave him be. But boom, you guys see I'm going to sort of work down the 3-receiver hooks, completely matching on. Then he's going to work down. You guys see him putting in work. That time we did get a little bit of a slow pressure, and that will happen sometimes. So yeah, like I said, you really have to pay attention to certain things, certain tendencies that your opponent's doing. If he really, catches on that you're only sending 3 every play, or if you're only sending 4, just go ahead completely. You can just mix in a send 7 blitz, even if you wanted, like this, where I'm just going to completely send 7. Again, make sure you blitz both those slot corners. And this is just, again, pay attention if he's just completely defending you. This is probably my favorite way to run the send 7 out of it, where I'm putting the solo receiver in a soft squat, putting B, and just basically putting a cover 3 on the right to defend corner routes, out routes, certain routes. Again, I tried to press. For some reason, he's just not pressing. And yeah, this is going to be very, risky coverage, but let's say he's just sending 5 out every play. Maybe he's running something, a little bit weird. Boom, you just try and lurk everything. The pressure is going to get there very quickly with that blitz off the edge. But again, the sorry about that. Another real reason I like this blitz is that you can audible between these cover 2 sink and cover 3 skies really well. A lot of times when you're coming out, in random coverages, you actually can't audible between these really well, but for these certain plays, you can actually audible between this cover 2 sink, cover 3 sky really well. And all I have to do is audible, slant outside, and contain for the cover 2 sink. Same thing for the cover 3 sky, slant outside, contain. And you guys see the corners are both in the contains, really easy. And it looks the exact same for both plays. Even though it is a cover 3 sky, you still get this guy sort of in the crossfire look. Again, if I were to click off, both of them are like sort of aligned like they are on a blitz, so that can really, throw somebody off as well. But again, like I said, you don't want to bluff blitz every play. You really just gotta, consistently really mix it up. And yeah, just very good coverage on the back end. Like I said, mixing the blitz a little bit. Don't go with the blitz every play though. And again, switch between this, cover 3, cover 2, and you'll be good to go. So that's pretty much going to do for the vid. If you guys enjoyed, hit that sub button, hit that like button, and peace. I'm out of here.